Hello and welcome back to an episode of Bantz with Lawrencia. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing great. For today's episode, I want to talk about Kemi Badenoch, whichever way you want to pronounce it. Nigerians or immigrants in the UK are not happy with Kemi. They've been complaining about Kemi. And even Nigerians in Nigeria, the politicians, our leaders, are not happy with Kemi because of the way Kemi has been representing Nigeria. Kemi has talked about her experience, about the police, about when she lived in Nigeria, about her education in Nigeria, about how not having light, having to study in darkness when she was in Nigeria. And most people are not happy about these things because according to them, Kemi is a sellout. Kemi is Uncle Tom. Kemi is trying to please the white people by throwing her people under the bus. Now, I honestly, I am torn in terms of Kemi's situation because she is a leader of a party, a very large leading party in the UK who ruled for a very long time. So she has a duty to the party. And at the same time, she's a Nigerian. She's a child of an immigrant, first generation immigrant. So she is swinging her hammer without even putting all those things into consideration, but at the same time she's doing her job. Okay, I understand people are emotional about it, people are angry about it, but Kemi is doing her job. I mean, if Nigerian politicians really liked her that much, because I remember there was a time I think she wanted to kind of be an advisor to the Nigerian government or something like that, and she was kicked out. They literally told her to fuck off. So Kemi, I don't think she got over that. So after she must have nursed that heartbreak, she decided to try for the Tory party and she won, became the leader. So you can now imagine, in this whole thing, Nigerian governments are now trying to suck up to her, trying to kind of, now she's now in a very powerful position. They wanted her to represent Nigeria and she was like, no, I tried, that didn't work. So right now, I am the leader of the Conservative Party and I have to put their best interest at heart. But at the same time, immigrants are losing it. Now, let me just play one of the videos that people complained about Kemi. They said that Kemi is a sellout because of her political views, not just her political views, but her views on immigration. They said that because of, she being an immigrant, she should have done better or said better or anyway.
From next year, 2 million immigrants could automatically claim British citizenship. 2 million people. That's nearly twice the population of Birmingham. That's massive. We've introduced a deportation bill because we're committed to bringing immigration down. Back in February, we demanded Labour triple the time for new immigrants to get a British passport. They voted it down. And now they've brought in some half-assed version that's not going to work. Here's what will work. Deport all foreign criminals. Mandatory age checks. No more pretending to be kids. Tougher visa rules and salary thresholds. Disapply the Human Rights Act to immigration cases. No more abusing human rights laws to dodge deportations. Make asylum support repayable. And no permanent right to stay in the UK if you've relied on benefits. Until that's law, we won't fix this. Labour should adopt it now. It's time to get tough. That's what the Conservatives' deportation bill delivers. And we're going to go further. Our country is a home, not a hotel. And if we don't defend it, no one else will.
So basically, Kemi is trying to make, because normally the route to becoming, to have indefinite leave to remain is 5 years. So what Kemi is trying to do, what Kemi and the party is proposing is 10 years. As you heard, they tried imposing that on Labour, and Labour said no, they're not going to do it. So Labour is just kind of playing diplomatic. They don't want to upset the immigrants because their votes is also important to them. But Kemi doesn't care. Kemi is saying that if you're an immigrant and you have indefinite leave to remain, and for whatever reason, if you've been claiming benefits, you will not get a passport. You will be deported. And from 5 years route, she's proposing to move it to 10 years route. So people are angry. Everybody is angry at Kemi. Everybody is saying that Kemi is a sellout. But I think the other people or the immigrants or Kemi's minority group were thinking that, okay, they are the only ones that is angry with Kemi. That maybe the white British, they must love her because, she's saying all these things. Although Reform is the one that is championing all this whole immigration clampdown. They are better than Tory party, basically. But because Kemi is the one leading the Conservative Party, I think that is why all eyes are on her. But the immigrants or the first generation immigrants or people who have settled here were thinking that, okay, the whites must love Kemi. Like, for her to be pandering like this, according to them, they must love her. Now, they did a poll to say, okay, who is going to lead the Tory party in the next election? And it came out that Kemi scored 39% and Roberts Jenrick, who is her, I think, second in command or something like that, scored, I think, 46%, which they said, wow. People were shocked. In fact, people celebrated on social media. Nigerians were celebrating on social media. Blacks were celebrating on social media because they said that, wow, so we are not just the ones hating on Kemi. Kemi has enemies everywhere. Kemi has enemies everywhere. So basically they are happy because if they don't vote her in, because Kemi is an immigrant, so she knows where all the bodies are buried. So basically she's talked to people. I mean, she's a Nigerian. So somehow, somewhere she must have gone to parties or she must have heard people telling her things, how these things work or how immigrants manipulate the system. So Kemi is an insider working against the insiders, if that makes sense. So people are celebrating the fact that Kemi may not have the chance to even become the next prime minister. There's a lot of videos on TikTok. There's a lot of people celebrating the fact that, after everything she has done, after everything she has said about her country, after throwing her country under the bus, after exposing every trick that Nigerians use in kind of getting their foot in this country, they said, at the end of it all, you just gave them the secret and they're just going to get a white man to do the job. And I looked at the whole thing and I'm like, these people must not be following UK politics. UK media, they are vicious. These people are crazy. Do you know, okay, the prime minister, he's white. The things they say about this man, I just laugh. That's why sometimes if people talk about listen, there's racism, there's classism. But I think people don't understand that British people, they don't have joy. I think because of the weather, they are always angry. Or they always have, yes, they can be smiling in your face. They can be insulting you and smiling. But if you take it seriously, or if you let that get to you, or more, you're just going to be shouting racism up and down, up and down. But actually, is it really racism? When somebody is bad, that person is bad. Whether the person is dealing with a white person, whether the person is dealing with a black person. British media are those kind of people who are just angry middle-aged men. According to what some people said, they're just angry. So them attacking Kemi Badenoch has nothing to do, I believe, has nothing to do with her skin. The way they attacked Boris Johnson, they literally chased that man out of the party. Liz lasted, I think it was 3 months, less than 3 months. Liz packed her bag and left. So whether Kemi is going to be the prime minister, I don't think if they now start attacking her, that has anything to do with the color of her skin. Yes, some people are racist. Some people, people talking about, we want our country back. We want this back. We want that back. I mean, when you talk about, when when we actually peel back the layers, okay, let's come to Nigeria. Somebody from the east cannot come into Lagos State and become the governor. Somebody from from Lagos State cannot go to let's say Ebonyi and become the governor. Things you can't even imagine it happening. So when we now come to this country and start claiming rights, we now know that okay, we have rights. If somebody say you're crazy, you say oh the person is racist, or if somebody is saying you're this, so I get that. I get that there are some undertones of racism, but if you allow that get to you, or if you allow the British media get to you, you will cry premium tears. Or if you're thinking that Kemi may not get what she wants because of everything that she has said, at the end of the day, who will do the job and who is going to do it best? Yes, they may not give it to her because she's, a black woman. That can happen. But is that better in Nigeria? Is it better? The crux of the matter is to even get a citizenship in Nigeria, it takes 15 years. And we are the ones in this country complaining about Kemi proposing 10 years. So you could see the hypocrisy in the whole thing. We are just hypocrites, okay? Because if to even get a Nigerian citizenship takes you 15 years, but then we are screaming at Britain. Yes, I can understand they colonized us. We have every right to be here. We want to dominate and, we want everything to be free and easy. But everything is not racism. I just think people should leave Kemi alone. Kemi is talking about her experience. You can't take that away from her. That is her experience. That is what she experienced. That is what she's been through. That is her reality. Talking about, okay, if I want to give an example of something that happened to me at a certain stage in my life, I will talk about my experience at that point. And if I was in Nigeria when that happened, that is the example I'm going to give. I think that is where people kind of are misunderstanding Kemi. If she's talking about police reform and she has not really had any police brutality or police bad behavior in the UK, if she hasn't experienced that in the UK, she cannot draw examples from there. She will have to draw examples from where she has been, which is Nigeria. Okay? You both should leave Kemi alone. Stop harassing Kemi. Kemi is doing her job. I actually like Kemi. I like Kemi because we Africans or we Nigerians, we tend to pull our own down. That's what we tend to do. We should be celebrating the fact that Kemi got to the position that she is in, but we are not. Instead, we're just complaining, nitpicking. Oh, she's doing this, or she's not doing this, or she's saying this, she's not saying that. She is doing her job. Let us celebrate what is worth celebrating. She is worth that celebration. She did well against all odds. Anyway, what do you think? Do you think that the whole Kemi Badenoch hating train that is going on is well deserved because of the whole policy that she's trying to implement in the UK that will not favor immigrants, which she obviously is one of them or a product of an immigrant? Do you think that it is fair the way people are attacking her, or do you think that people should just leave her alone for her to do her job? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Please like and share. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.